Welcome to another installment of Twisted Vapor. So today we are looking at a really nice RTA. The RTA we're looking at is the new one from CoilART. We are looking at the Mage RTA version 2. Let's do it. Let's take a closer look at the brand new one from CoilART, the Mage RTA version 2. And this is the top of the packaging. We do get a lovely little picture there of the RTA, as well as some CoilART branding to the top there. At the side we have the diameter of the actual tank, which is 24mm, and we have our juice capacity. Now this is the TPD version and it does hold 2 mils of e-liquid. This side we do have all our different colour options that we have available, and on this side we have our scratch and check, and on the underside we have a brief description of what's in the box. To get into the box we just remove this little cover here, and then we lift up our lid and we are able to get into our box. So straight away at the top you will get this qualified certificate, as well as your user manual, and as you can see this is a very nice little user manual. It does come in a load of different languages and is very well written, and also has very nice diagrams. Also in your box you are going to receive your tank, more on that in a moment. You are also going to receive a bag of goodies. You're going to get a spare 810 drip tip, a couple of O-rings, some screws, that sort of thing in there. Nestled in at the side here you are going to get a Allen key, and also at the bottom you are going to receive your spare tube. Now your spare tube, guys, is made from a PCTG plastic and holds 5.5 ml of e-liquid. So let's move on to the RTA then. So let's do some sizes first. We get the calipers, excuse me, and if we just measure this out, so from the top to the bottom then, guys, we are looking at 35.72mm, and we already know that the base is 24, but just for safe measure we will measure that anyway. Yeah, it's nearer there, about 23.73mm, so near enough a 24. And that's our sizes. So let's start from the top then. So at the top we do have a removable 810. Now this isn't a proper 810. Now the reason why I'm saying it is not a proper 810, guys, is because we do have a little indentation running around the base for the O-ring at the top there to sit into this to make it nice and flush. If we look at a couple of other examples here from the 810s, you can see that they don't have that. So you can put in your 810s, they do fit, and some of them do fit snugly, although they are loose. Some of them don't fit in fully at all. As you can see, that one's got a big gap going all the way around, so it doesn't sit completely flush. So you are kind of stuck with the drip tip there that is provided, or the spur that is also provided. To get into this, to fill it up, guys, it is a top fill. We just turn this at the top here. We have got very nice etching going on here, making it very comfortable to take this off. As you can see, we do have two very nice big juice filling ports there. Screw this back on again. Very simple, very nice threading on this, guys. Very nice threading. Moving a bit further down, we do have our glass tube. Now in its standard configuration it does hold 2 mils like this when you do have the bung in. Without the bung inside, it does go up then to 3.5 mils of e-liquid. And to take that bung out is very simple. We just unscrew the base here like so, and if we can just remove the deck like that, put our finger into the chimney piece and give it a little push, it then lets us get to this little rubber bung, and we can then discard it, put the glass tube back on, and now we are at 3.5 mils of liquid. But we are going to be using the bubble glass for this review, guys, so we are not needing that today. All we are needing is this one, and if you just pop that one on, that's how she would look with the bubble tube. At the bottom here then, we do have fully adjustable airflow, and it does lock into place. It is a very, very smooth adjustable airflow, and we do have some more of that lovely etching going on to make that grip just a lot better. On the underside, we do have Mage written there and designed by CoilART there, and we do have a very nice protruding 510. Taking a look at the deck itself then, the deck itself is a 24 karat gold plated deck, and it is very reminiscent of the Kylin Mini. Now we do get a similar sort of honeycomb airflow system going on there. As you imagine, the coil would be sat here and here, so the airflow would go straight through from the bottom and feed its way up through all of these lovely little holes here. We do have a very nice little tight juice well here. Now these juice wells are relatively tight for when you are putting your cotton down there, especially when you are doing it in dual coil. It is a very tight fit down there. Now you can do this as a single coil if you wish. If you put one leg there and one leg there, you could have a nice big chunky coil, I suppose, in the middle. But this does work really well as a dual coil RTA. It's all about the wicking though. It's all about the wicking, and we will move on to the wicking in a moment. So what we'll do then, guys, is we will get a coil put into this. Onto the wicking. Now the wicking for this tank, guys, is really actually quite easy. I know a lot of people say it is relatively difficult, but it actually isn't all that difficult, to be honest. If we get some cotton, rake these sides out, holding on the ends tail here. If we end on holding the ends there, we just give them a good raking. Like so, really thin out them ends. Pull off the excess. We turn it around and we just lightly hold the other side. And we do the same again. Really give them a good rake, a good raking. Pull that. Now if we get our scissors again and we just trim off the corners just like this, just like that. Just like that. Just like that. It gives us the little pointy tails. That way then, if we take the tail and we just tuck our ends of the tail down into our little holes, like so. Give it a nice tucking in there. And then if we grab the end of the tail with our tweezers, just to make sure that it is all nice and fluffed up there at the bottom. Now I know you're going to say, that's too tight, look at all that coming out there. Don't worry, we're not finished just yet. Do the same on this side. If we tuck this side in, do the exact same again on this side. Grab both tails and give them a good tugging. Like so. Now that's dead tight now, guys. So what we have to do now is we get the very tippy top of this and we just give it a pull back. Just ever so slightly. pull it back up like that. And if we do the same on this side, we just give this a little pull up again, like so. There we go. And what we're after is just enough cotton just to be poking out there, just enough, just to soak it in the liquid, just like that. So that was a close-up look there then at the brand new one from CoilART, the Mage version 2 RTA. So what do I think of it then? Well, I kind of like it. I think it's a really good little RTA. I love quite a lot about it actually. But before we get into all of that, let's take a little vape then and we'll move into our pros and cons. So the e-juice we're using tonight then guys is some Sussex Vapers Black Currant Blast, and the mod we're using is the Super Bat by Vape2. So let's get this vape then, shall we? So we're sat at 60 watts, airflow wide open. Let's have a vape. Really nice amount of vapor being produced there. Also, it's a very nice smooth draw. So that moves on to our pros and our cons, and then at the end I will tell you where you can go and get this fantastic RTA for yourself today. So, pros. Our first pro to get us going then guys is the fact that it is an RTA, and the fact that it is an RTA makes it the first pro of the day. The next pro I have for this tank guys is the overall look. I love the looks of this. I love the black and gold number, I love all the etching going on, even down to the frosted plastic tube. I really do dig that frosted and black and gold look. I like that. It's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. The next one is build quality. I love the build quality of this. It's very well made. And why wouldn't it be? It's made by CoilART, so therefore we are going to get a very well made piece of equipment guys. We really are. We're really going to get a nice piece of equipment. Now the threading on the top cap is very smooth. The threading on your chimney to your deck is also buttery smooth, even down to them screws. Them screws inside our deck are really smooth as well. There's been no cross-threading issues or scratchiness or anything like that. They've been nothing but a pleasure to use. Now also I really dig the plastic tube. I mean, although it is a plastic tube, it holds out really well. I mean, 5.5 mils of juice. I have tried it with several different menthol variations of juice. I've also tried it with several different citrus based e-liquids as well. And in the whole time I have used this bubble tube, I have not had any cracking, any fracturing, any leaking. I've had no weird tastes. I've had nothing. It's just been a dream. It's basically just like a regular glass, and for that I think it deserves a bit of a pro. The next one guys is airflow. I love the airflow on this. Now the airflow on this is a little bit restricted, not a lot, just a tiny bit, but that makes the flavour stand out a hell of a lot more too, as it concentrates that flavour inside our chimney there. So when we are vaping, we are getting a really nice smooth cool vape, but we're also getting it full of flavour, and that is what we're all after at the end of the day. So yeah, big thumbs up there for the airflow. The next pro I have is the deck. Now the build deck reminds me a hell of a lot like the Kylan Mini. It just basically looks like what CoilART have done is they've adapted the Kylan Mini's deck and just stretched it. It's like what they've done is they took it and stretched it. It's got the Kylan Mini's-esque feel to it. It really has. The way the honeycomb air section goes underneath our coil and up around the sides is very reminiscent of the Kylan Mini. It's also very reminiscent in the fact that it is 24 karat gold plated as well, and the way it's laid out, it's very reminiscent of that. Now where it changes is the juice ports, which we will talk about that a little bit more in a moment. The next pro I have for this is the packaging. The packaging, the way it was packaged, very nice. I mean, it's a nice simple box, don't get me wrong guys, I'm not going to gush over it and go, oh, it's a box. But it's a very nice simple box. It's very clean, it's very simple, it's straight to the point. You've got your tank, you've got your glass, you've got your bag of O-rings and things, and your screwdriver at the side, well, Allen key. It's very nice. So the way it's laid out, it's simplicity in itself, and as the good old saying goes, keep it simple, stupid. And this is very simply packaged, and it is very nice. It's quite refreshing when you get a package and it's all just there on the top and it's not having to dig through different layers. That's really, really nice. So I like the box. It's just a box, but I like it. The next thing I have for this as a pro is the amount of colour options that are available. I mean, as you've seen in the close-up, they're not shy on colours there. So I do think that deserves a bit of a pro, because obviously, you know, we are able to have multiple different colours of this lovely RTA. So I'm going to take a vape then, and then we're going to move on to our cons, and then I'll tell you where you can get this kit for yourself. Very, very nice. Okay, so it's con time, and the cons are as follows. The first con is the 810. Now the 810, although it is removable and we can use different 810s, as you've seen in the close-up, it's relatively difficult to find one that fits just as snug as the one that comes with it. So with that, I'm going to give that a con, because it means I can't change out the drip tip for something that I'd rather go for. So because of that, it's a con. The next con is the juice ports. Now them juice ports could be doing with being a bit wider, maybe even a bit longer as well. Now they are relatively quite tight, but once you have got that wicking sorted and you've got it nailed, the flavour and the vapour you get is phenomenal. It really, really is. It is absolutely phenomenal. The flavour is amazing. It's really, really there. But don't get me wrong, it took me quite a couple of times to get that wicking sorted myself. It is relatively tricky, and if you are a novice and this would be your first tank to build on, well then I'd say be patient, because you're not going to wick it straight away. You're not going to nail it. You will probably find that you'll get it and it won't leak, but you'll get dry hits, or you'll do it and then you'll just get it flooded all the time, or it'll leak. It's sort of a middle road, child. You've got to find that middle ground with it. And once you have found that middle ground on the wicking, she wicks like a dream. She wicks like a dream. Like I said, the whole time I've been using it, it's not leaked. It's not given me a burn or a dry hit. It's kept up with me every single length and breadth of the day. And it's a fantastic little RTA. The next little con I do have, and it is only a little, it's like a subjective little con, I suppose. It's very, it's more of my opinion. When you are chain vaping the absolute life out of it, it does get very hot very quick, and I mean very, very hot very, very quick. So again, bear that in mind. Like I said, that is just a little con that I found out for myself, because I do like to chain vape. And it did get really, really hot. I mean, the airflow holes aren't the biggest, as I've said. As you can see, the airflow holes aren't that big. They do the job in terms of what they're meant to do, but when it comes to chain vaping, I am looking for something that is a bit more airflow. So, bear that in mind. And that's about it on the cons then, guys. So, that was basically my quick review of the brand new one from CoilART, the Mage version 2 RTA. If you want one for yourself, then head over to eSig1, where they do have it in stock for $27.99, and go and grab yours today. So I'm going to take one more vape, guys, and until the next one, I'll see you again. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, guys, and why not subscribe for more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll never miss out on our latest video. Until then, guys, I will catch you again in the next review.